Citizens for a New Louisiana is being censored by the American Library Association. And the title of the article is Censorship Updates. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So check this out. Here's the article she wrote, and she actually got a track back to our website in her article. So you're going to love this. So she's talking about several places, San Lorenzo and Wentzville and Lafayette, and we're the third. So I'm going to read you some of the Lafayette portion, because a lot of this is just a lot of tripe, to be quite honest. Anyway, I previously wrote about Lafayette in the context of the Library Board's rejection of a Louisiana State Library grant for a public program about voting rights. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. When I spoke with a local stakeholder, they revealed that the whole area was being controlled by a political group called Citizens for a New Louisiana. Okay, so real quick. We're not a political group. We are a government transparency organization. In fact, I think as this goes on, we're starting to realize that the purpose of Citizens for a New Louisiana, although transparency and accountability are components that we need along the way, the purpose is returning government to its original purpose. The reason that taxpayers agreed to pay a tax to fund it is the reason it was created, is the reason they should still be following today. That's the point. So that's really what we're about. But at any rate, we control the entire area, according to this woman from Illinois. After the voting rights situation, the library board banned This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson, which, by the way, that's not the author's name on the book that we had. Apparently, they're changing their genders, so now their name is Judo, which prompted the library director to remove the teen nonfiction entirely and interfile it with the adult nonfiction. Okay, so all of that's wrong. This Book is Gay is still in the library. It was not removed. It was not banned by the library board or anyone else. And they're just making stuff up, because who's going to fact check these people? They're in Illinois. They're not driving down here to find out what's really going on. Let's see. This will give teens the opportunity to browse the adult topics that are not age appropriate. Well, they can do that now. If the goal is to preserve innocence, why are they forcing minors to go into the adult section? I digress. No one's forcing anybody to do anything. That's the whole point. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. You're going to love this. Citizens for New Louisiana claims that the focus ought to be on reading because the libraries are about reading. Imagine that. The libraries are about reading. Her take is, that's your basic elementary school level grasp of what the American Library, partially founded by Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, is. So apparently the public library's mission is not reading. Their mission is to inject a political agenda into the minds of young people. That's not exactly what she said, but we all know that's what she means. She goes on to talk about the War of 1812. The Capitol got burned down, and the poor library had to be restocked by Thomas Jefferson's personal collection, which is great. But keep fighting out there. Literacy and education are not pornography. Creeps who automatically associate youth literacy with pornography have something else entirely going on in their brain. So I'm going to read you a little bit of my response to her. Because I think, oh, by the way, I went to this is the American Library Association. I know I told you that, but this bears repeating. The American Library Association on their website has this article, and you have an opportunity to comment. I'm like, well, let me comment. So I type in my comment. They deleted it. They're talking about censorship, and they're censoring Citizens for New Louisiana. This is great. You can't trust. They're hypocrites. Why would you listen to anything they have to say? They're censoring everybody. Anyway, hi Holly, your source is feeding you nonsense. No book has been banned from the Lafayette or by the Lafayette Library Board or anyone else. The purpose of moving erotic materials into the adult section is to protect innocent eyes from accidentally stumbling across such material, which is shelved right alongside the likes of Nancy Drew mystery novels. And this is, it's right there. Why would I now, if I'm going to go to the adult section intentionally, absolutely you're going to have adult material, but it shouldn't be next to the kid stuff. That's the point. Obviously, their agenda is they want you to believe otherwise so that they can have the kids accidentally stumble across this stuff. And I have some here I'm going to show you. I personally read aloud from one of the now moved books at the library board meeting. The anti-censorship crowd in attendance groaned, wailed, and otherwise heckled me while I was reading. One said I should have been arrested for reading that kind of filth out loud. Quote, "I'm glad my 10-year-old granddaughter left. She don't need to hear this smut," unquote. The irony here is that the book I was reading from, The V Word, this one right here, was actually checked out of the same library's kids section by a 10-year-old girl. You can't make this stuff up. So before descending into broad platitudes about censorship, pornography, and educational material, quotes, it may be advisable to check with all sides that are close to the issue. The same applies for the fake voting rights forum, quote, voting rights forum. The agenda-driven director hired two people at the same or on the same side of the issue to drive a specific outcome. One of them, Dr. Theodore Foster, the hypocrite who was supposed to speak about how the system was suppressing minority voters, was suppressing himself. He wasn't even registered to vote and remains unregistered to this day. So let's have a look at, now I'm not going to open the V Word and read to you because I could probably, like the people at the library said, I could be arrested for reading this out loud because it's obscenity. So I'm certainly not going to read it out loud. It has been moved to the adult section of the local library, and I can tell you, if you want to see the book, I've got one here at the office. Come check it out. This is another one we found, and I didn't get into the details on this one, but I will show you, because this is a library book. I'm going to show you this, and maybe you could try to have me arrested for having this on video. But here is a guide on how to have intercourse with any other kind of thing you can imagine. This is not appropriate material for the children's section. And I have to say, I would suggest, and I'd probably be right, this is not appropriate material for any section. But hey, it's not in the kids section. Victory there. I'm excited about that. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think, y'all. I think it's kind of crazy that they're censoring us. The anti-censorship people are censoring us. Look, I'm going to have links in the article or the video, wherever this is. You're going to have a link to all this stuff. You can go check it out for yourself. You can even go to the American Library Association article and comment, and then wait for them to delete your comment too.